Hi, welcome to our channel.
I hit dead on with it though. Actually, perfect. Hey everybody, welcome back. Yet again, we're going to take a look at the Taurus TX22. Any of you know that have been following the channel that I've had this TX22 for about a year and a half now, maybe a little more. And I have put a absurd amount of rounds through it in that time. I have an entire playlist dedicated to this gun, going over my experiences with it from the day I got it all the way up until I shot it to the point of failure. And also testing out several different magazine extensions and things like that for it. So I'll be sure to link that playlist in the description below. You'll also know, if you've seen those videos, that about 8 weeks ago I did break the striker on the TX22. It finally did fail, and I sent it back to Taurus for repair. So here we are 8 weeks later, and I have it back. I have opened this already and looked at it, but I have not fired it yet. According to Taurus, they replaced the striker itself, and they also did replace the mainspring and guide rod assembly. So I've already took this out of the box previously, took it apart, and I can verify they did replace those parts. In the paperwork they gave me, they also said that they fired the gun 32 times, which if you're familiar with the TX22, you'll know the standard magazine holds 16, so that means they shot 2 mags through it. I would have liked them to shot more than that. You know, a few hundred rounds would have been fine with me. But I am glad they did test fire it at least. Also, they did make this repair completely free of charge, as it was still under their lifetime warranty. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this thing down to my range. I've got a whole slew of mags for the TX22. So I'm going to get all these loaded up, and I'm going to go down there and get to shooting, see how it runs. Well, as you can see, I got my mags loaded up. If my round count is correct, I have 137 rounds preloaded into my magazines for the TX22. So I'm going to go over here, set up some targets, run a few drills, may also plink on steel a little bit, and just run the little TX22 through its paces, see how it does. Well, that's all 137 rounds. I had one malfunction. I believe it was on the tandem cross magazine that has the extension on it, and it was just a failure to feed. It doesn't look like Taurus cleaned the gun, so it was dirty when I sent it to them, and it was dirty when it came back. So one malfunction out of the first 137 rounds. I'm okay with that, but we're going to keep shooting it, see how it does. So far, so good. Well, we are now back from the range. The original intro footage that you just watched was the day that I actually received the TX22 back from Taurus, and that was on October the 14th. The portion that you're watching now, I'm actually recording on October the 17th. So 3 days later, I've been shooting this gun a little bit every single day, and I have now put 450 rounds through it since I've got it back from Taurus, and I am pleased to report that it is doing well. I've had, I believe, a total of 3 malfunctions. All 3 of those were failures to feed, and they were on this wide variety of magazines that I have. So a lot of my mags have different extensions and things like that. Also, I dropped these mags on the ground quite a bit, so every one of them are dirty, and the gun itself is dirty. I did send it to Taurus, you know, as it was, so the gun was pretty dirty, and they did not go through the trouble of cleaning it for me. So it did come back dirty as well. So after this video, I probably will go ahead and give it a thorough cleaning and then continue the testing. But out of all those rounds, I had those few failures to feed. I personally do not see that as concerning at all, being that this is a 22. This one obviously has a pretty significant round count through it. Even with the new parts, it's due a malfunction every now and then, in my opinion. But with all that said, I'm really happy with how Taurus handled the TX22 problem that I had. They originally told me it would be 12 weeks minimum to get the gun repaired. And the pandemic that's currently going on, I really thought it was going to be longer than that. But they did get it back to me 8 weeks to the day from the time that I sent it out. So not the fastest turnaround time, but it definitely could be a lot worse. With all that said, I'm really happy with the TX22, and I'm looking forward to putting 13,000 more rounds through it. I've kind of switched over to the Glock 44 for my dedicated trainer these days, but I do still use the TX22 from time to time, so the round count will continue to go up at a fairly rapid pace. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, you can drop them below. If you want to contact me directly, Instagram is the best place to do so. Also, if you're not following me there, I would really appreciate that as well. As always, thanks for watching. See y'all next time.